Mmm, dog food. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Dog Food News, the only place you find news out about your dog food. So, I had actually recorded this video a number of times previously, and each time it's changed a little bit. But what I discovered is that the things that I wanted to say, I did not really need to say them beyond just writing them down. So what you're watching now is a sped up video of the process I've gone through creating some designs for vehicles, spaceships inside of Space Patrol. These are basically kind of new designs, and I'm using a number of different methods to come up with the silhouettes, as you will see. But as you watch that, I also wanted to talk about a couple of things. First is tied to that idea of after having created something, not needing to create that thing. Uh, it's the first principle of daring to be silent. So one of the big things about being creative is that you need to be careful of your energy and what you're doing to share what you're working on. Because a lot of the times, if what you're doing is to create for attention, uh, even just talking about something that you're creating feeds into the same reward centers as actually doing the thing. So, unless you are really doing the thing, you probably shouldn't be talking about doing the especially if you have anyone who is actually interested in what it is that you're up to, because that will end up feeding into the process of, or actually, it'll siphon energy away from the process of doing the thing. So, you know, keeping what you're working on to yourself to some degree is probably a good idea, especially if you don't have a lot of energy to actually devote to doing the thing. So the second thing that I wanted to touch on here is related to some ideas that I had this morning whenever I was listening to Pressfield's "The War of Art," and it's tied into kind of his discussion of artists versus fundamentalists. And I got to thinking about how that really is about group membership and identity itself. So I wrote up something, and I'm going to just kind of read it here. You either define who you are, or you are subject to other people's definitions of who they expect and project you to be. Those people are not your friends, they only seek to control you. This is the nature and danger of identity politics. I statements are the most potent form of control because one has internalized the party program. You have ceded control to a group that only wants your loyalty and devotion. Any group that seeks to organize itself does this, and as herd animals, we have an instinct to do this as well. Groups can exist translocal via transmitted word, such as across the internet, and we all belong to groups, but we should probably be more selective of what groups we willingly accept and which we consciously resist. We should always ask of the group, why does it exist? Who is among the outgroup? And what is the stance towards outsiders from this group? As a general rule, and possibly oversimplification, the more material that exists to answer these questions, the more should would the more one should avoid those groups. However, the presence of oversimplification should also be used as a canary in that particular coal mine. Life is complicated, but it's not that complicated. But us versus them mentality is simply used to control people for the benefit of whoever is defining the in group and the out group. Be especially wary of those who fear asking questions, especially those so called taboo questions, and doubly so, those who think the danger lies in even asking the question, as if there is only one answer and they know the answer, and they're afraid of you discovering what that answer is. Or they think that you're too dumb to realize the rhetoric that's being used against people who entertains the thought or asks the question. Facing your fears and questioning societal norms is part of normal human growth. So don't let the fear of what might be control you. Be brave, be kind, and as long as it harms none, do what thou wilt. Love is the law. Love under will. So yeah, that sums up what I wanted to say. So I hope you have a great week. If you like what you heard, do the things to indicate so on the platform, and that you don't forget to breathe, don't forget to live, and don't forget to create. Thank you. Mmm, dog food.